moving on, she also talked about how instrumental the modeling industry was in all of this that is happening in terms of making connections between different people and different countries. And I thought that this was fascinating because I think most girls, they aspire, even if it's just like in passing or not something that they're really serious about, they want to be a model. And so when you think about how accessible modeling is to young girls, like I modeled when I was younger, and I can't even imagine what would have happened if I continued modeling. And especially when you talk about how these women, they were wanting to advance their careers, they got exposed to these people who then introduced them to other people, and that sometimes led to dark paths. But then she was also talking about how for some of these women that Epstein came across, he was able to introduce them to rich and powerful people and kind of help them get married off. So in a sense, it's kind of like this mail order bride type of situation. And for some women, that was what their fate ended up being. And for other women, they were used for blackmail purposes. And then other women really got the bad end of a stick where they were victims of abuse and exploited and all of that stuff. And so that is really sad when you think about how something like the modeling industry, where you can kind of see its influence everywhere. These are the people who are modeling in the magazine ads we see, they're modeling on TV and all of that stuff. And I don't think that people realize how influential or how everywhere modeling is. I watched The Real Housewives, and a lot of women who were on those shows, they had young daughters who became supermodels. So we're talking about Bella Hadid, and then the other girl, Gigi Hadid. So the other sister, Gigi Hadid, and then we have Kendall Jenner from the Kardashians, and there's one more person that I'm not thinking of who is part of that group. But when you think of modeling, that's what you think. You think of these people who become supermodels, they become super famous, and all they're doing is just wearing clothes or modeling and all of that stuff. You don't really think about the dark side of modeling. And I think one story that you can point to is the story of the, I think, first supermodel, which is Gia. She does have a movie about her that Angelina Jolie played Gia in that movie, and it's really crazy when you look into her story and you see what these women go through in terms of just being able to model the clothes and all of that stuff, especially with everything in connection to Epstein and how the modeling industry is kind of like the foundation of a blackmail ring, and it's used to trap other people into positions where you can take advantage of them.